This fun little box came yesterday and it has been absolutely killing me not opening it. So thank goodness my other video's up and done. We can dive into this. Stay tuned. Let's get into it. I can't wait. I've been waiting for this for what feels like months and months. Oh, look at that. Let's see what's in here. So these are some of their paper samples. We have the 100% cotton 230 gram cold press, 300 gram cold press. They're all cotton. This is the signature series, so that's Fabriano Artistico. This is just their perfect sketchbook regular 300 gram cold press and 220 gram hot press. So little paper samples, fun. And here's the goods. So ETCHR came out with this Kickstarter project that was trying to find student grade or affordable watercolors that were still light, fast, and really good quality. So let's see what we have. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. That's it for what's in there. Little creative juice stickers. Make more art, let your art grow. This is just their mission statement, kind of, it looks like. Another sticker. So it's wrapped in a rag. Premium Student Series. Nice tin. Thumb handle thing. Whoa, they're so cool. They're all individually wrapped with the little ETCHR symbol. They give you this place to swatch them. It's the same paper we use in our ETCHR cold press sketchbooks, 100% cotton, 230 grams, and vegan friendly. All right, so I may swatch them on this for this video because it's going to be bigger, but then I have to do my usual one that will fit in this palette and laminated and all that for traveling. So let's open up one of these and then we'll do this one because it's already trying to come out. It's just a little sticker over the top, so that's not going to even be too hard to open. Lime green. All right, so they have light fastness ratings and transparency ratings on here. The lowest light fastness is a 6. All right, I'll get the rest of these unwrapped and we'll get started. Hey, I didn't get very far because I realized once you take the sticker off the pan, there's no marking on the pan at all to indicate what it is. So I think I'll just put the sticker on the pan itself, but upside down. So now it'll be on there. I didn't do a great job on this one, but I will know what that is. I think they're supposed to end up selling replacement pans and whatnot, so if I empty up one, I at least know what it is. Plus, I know I would have the name on my swatch sheet too, but I like to have that there, and it'll come back off super easily if I ever need it to. So there's an idea for you. You can just unstick them and stick them on the other way. And here they are, all unwrapped. Some of them have some pretty unique color names, and we'll get into that as I'm swatching. So let's get swatching. Just so you guys know, I'm just going to take this out. There we go. So that it can be here at the same time. You'll be able to see it all better that way, hopefully. Start out with pure white. This is PW6, light fastness of 8, and an opaqueness that is fully opaque. Didn't mean to say that quite like that, but can't really see what I'm doing, so no idea if I have a lot of pigment there, but when we get to the yellow one, we can see how it re-wets, because we can actually see that one. So let's try that. Yeah, that re-wets really easily. So Lemon Yellow, PY3, light fastness of 7, semi-transparent. I'll show you this one again here since I missed the other one. This is Just Yellow. Yeah, these are really easy to re-wet so far. Just Yellow, PY35, light fastness of 8, and it is opaque. Very cool. Mighty Ochre. Too much water in the brush. Okay, Mighty Ochre, PY42, light fastness of 8, and again another opaque color. It's got a layer I can't paint through right there. This next one has a really fun name. This is Llama Orange. Let me get some clean water here. Llama Orange. Interesting that there's so many opaque colors because their Kickstarter ad says that these are highly transparent. But then, I mean, they list the colors also, so not a big deal. This is Soft Orange, PO20, light fastness of 8, and another opaque color. Interesting. Now we have Simply Red. Ooh, that's pretty. Interesting that it's hard to bring it through. This makes a pretty hard edge. Could be the paper. Haven't tried my ETCHR sketchbooks quite enough yet to know about how that all works. This is Rogue Red, PR177, light fastness of 6. So significantly less than some of the others, and it is semi-opaque. It's a pretty color. Moving on to Sweet Red. This one has like a metallic sheen in the pan. See that? It's kind of interesting. Oh wow. This reminds me of the Viviva color sheets, how they change color. Sweet Red, PR123, light fastness of 7, and it's supposed to be fully transparent. Some water on the subject here. Pretty pink. Too much water. Not enough water. PV19, light fastness of 7, transparent. Royal Purple is next. PV23, light fastness of 7, and transparent. Okay, so I think maybe what I'm doing on the others is not using enough water, because this one worked beautifully, and I had way a lot of water on it. Lime green. PG36, PY74, light fastness of 8, and semi-transparent. Next is Leaf Green, PG17, light fastness of 8, and transparent. I don't think I like this paper, which is not good because it says it's the same paper, like I said a minute ago, that's in the sketchbook. So we'll see how this all goes. Emerald Green, PG7, light fastness of 7, and transparent. That's a pretty color. Next is Ocean Turquoise. Too much water. PY101 and PB17, light fastness of 5 and transparent. It's getting messy. I don't like messy things. Next is Ultramarine Blue. Too much water. PB29, light fastness of 8, and it is transparent. So these are drying on the pans here pretty fast. Prussian Blue is next. PB27, not a great light fastness, I can't talk, not a great light fastness compared to some of the other colors, but the light fastness is still in the very good range, and this is considered semi-transparent. Sky Blue is next. This is PB15-3. Light fastness of 7, and it's considered opaque. Next, Cobalt Blue. PB28, light fastness of 8, and transparent. Got some water in my ferrule there. Let's get some more pigment over here. Next is Umber Brown, PR101, PBR7, light fastness of 8 and transparent. That's pretty. Very pretty color. Brick Brown is next. PR101, light fastness of 8 and opaque. Our typical burnt sienna, as I throw my brush. PBR7, light fastness of 8 and transparent. This is not a burnt sienna like I'm used to. I'm used to a burnt sienna being warm. Next is dark brown. PBR7, PBK7, light fastness of 8 and transparent. It's dark brown for you. Okay. And last but not least, Soulless Black. What a name, huh? It almost looks blue here in the pan. Oh wow, that's beautiful. So it has a blue tint to it, which is really cool. PBK7 though, light fastness of 8 and opaque. Here are the colors. Okay, for our first test, I'm going to use the ETCHR sketchbook. That's the medium-sized one. And I am pretty used to this paintbrush. This is the Royal & Langnickel size 6 round. But I think I want to try this Princeton Select. It has just a slightly sharper point on it, just barely, but still, I want to try it because I'm all about trying new things. And yeah, I just stuck that in my mouth to get it all sleek, to put the cap back on. All right, I'm going to paint the little cabin. I keep saying little. I think it's a little picture of the cabin, but the cabin is like a mansion. It's huge. It's like 4,000 and some square feet. Now, if you saw my video where I did some painting in the little sketchbook, you'll know that I did use the first page, which is glued like that, but I am actually going to skip all these pages that don't lay flat. And look, it has a little impression there from the ribbon. Interesting. Anyway, skipping those pages that don't lie flat to use the first one that does lie flat so that I have the best chance of getting something good going there. guess that's just gonna stay there. All right, let's open these up. I put them back in here. Swatch sheet, you see I have that. Maybe I'll stick that there, although that's probably a bad idea. It'll get water on it. I just like to have it somewhere near, so I'm probably just gonna set this off screen just behind this lid over there. And I should probably sketch something. Not very good at doing that, but I probably should. So I'll sketch something and get back to you. Okay, 700 hours later, I have my little cabin sketched. I also noticed I don't like using the flimsy side of things to do my mixing, so I'm going to turn this around, which means I'm also going to turn this around over here. And let's get started. Time lapse for you, music for me. Need a bigger brush already. This little sketch painting took a long time. Let's just put it that way. It's sped up by 5,000%, and I think it still lasts a minute and a half in this video here. So I will read you some stuff about these paints from the ETCHR website itself. It says, watercolor doesn't have to be overwhelming. If you want to get serious about mastering watercolor, then at some point you can't skimp on materials, particularly the paper and paint. The problem? Paint and price differs greatly between manufacturers. How do you even choose? Unless you want to pay for a super expensive set from one of the ultra premium brands, watercolor on a budget is all over the place. It's almost impossible to get a good set on your first try. Trial and error is not only expensive, but also disheartening, exactly what you don't need when you're just setting out on this journey. Watercolor paints are premium student series. We thought it was about time a brand took the guesswork out of paint selection to deliver simply the best student-grade watercolor paints directly to you. We spent over a year sourcing watercolors from all over the world. We then put every paint through countless rounds of rigorous testing by our panel of professional watercolorists and instructors. Finally, we handpicked the best paints that would be priced in the student grade category and put together a set that achieves what we set out to do. These paints each exhibit the key characteristics that will help you develop as an artist. And all their watercolors use gum arabic as the binding agent. And I wouldn't hesitate for a moment to pull this sketchbook and this set into my travel bag and just use it any old time. The color selection is immense and very useful. Since this one was mostly greens and browns, I do use a lot of reds in the next painting. Okay, calling it done for now. I'm sure there's things, oh yeah, see, I already see something. Done for now, except for this and this and this. Oops, wrong blue. That'll be a nice bright green. No. That's still the wrong blue. Shoot. That is not the green I seek. Almost done. Hang on. Oh no, I don't have my reference picture in front of me. Cool. Yeah, I just had a gap there I needed filled in. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to do... Anyway. Should probably just call it done, but anyway, I'll keep finding things, I'm sure, forever here. Okay. Kind of good enough for now. Yeah, okay. There we go. So here's the thing. When I do projects like this, and if there's nothing that annoys me, then in my opinion, then the products are good. And there was absolutely nothing that annoyed me when I was working on this. So the paints didn't annoy me, and the paper didn't annoy me. There was nothing that annoyed me. I did end up accidentally using this brush, even though I said I was going to use this one, till I came back from my hair appointment, and I was like, oh, I was using the wrong brush the whole time, but it was great. So both these brushes are great, and I think we're good. Okay, so my representation of our cabin didn't do anything exact. I mean, anyone in my family could look at this and know this was our cabin, even though there are things that aren't quite right about it. I think that it still represents a cabin just fine. All right, let's try a postcard now. One of the ETCHR postcards. We'll put this aside and decide what I want to do on a postcard. Hang on. Here it is. I'm going to not tape it down and see what happens. Let's get the party started. I was really tired at this point from doing errands. I just hate running around, but I really wanted to paint more, so I didn't want to do something too serious. I just wanted something fun and playful, and I wanted to use, like I mentioned before, more of the reds in this set. So my palette is a little bit off screen over there. but I do end up using 3-4 different reds and then the purple. And when I mixed that green with the purple, oh my gosh, I got the most gorgeous dark color ever. You have to try it. I was tempted to leave my background white, but I really wanted to use more of the paint, so I put a background in. Just a little play. Actually, I always see something I need to change about when I want to show you guys. Wheel. It's the nature of the beast, right? Don't need floating flowers, though. Okay, what are my conclusions? Like I said, nothing bugged me about the paint. Nothing bugged me about these papers, so I don't know if I used the same colors. Yeah, I used the leaf green a lot, and that was one that was really streaky here. I used the lime green some. That was streaky on this paper. I used a ton of burnt sienna and dark brown, and those were really streaky on this paper, but they didn't bug me at all painting. And supposedly this paper is the same as this paper and the paper in the sketchbook, so I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe this just has a different coating on it or something. It's hard to say. Maybe the sizing on this one's different, or I have no idea. But this was fun, and the paint, I don't know, when it re-wets that easily and doesn't give me fits on the paper, I think that that's probably a good sign. I need to do more painting, and now that I have these sketchbooks, I'm really excited to do that. Like, I love working in sketchbooks. It's kind of like a stress-free thing, and I will keep you posted if anything changes. But you know, I wouldn't have recommended these based on this first swatch, but using them was just fine and easy. They worked a little better on this. You saw the few things that I still had some streakiness. The white is not very opaque. It's not like Coors white. You can see that when I tried to do the white on these aspens here. But I did that on purpose to see how opaque it would be. Not very opaque, but it still worked out just fine for this little painting. There's probably a million things I'm going to think to tell you later, but now is not later. So I gotta sign up for the gym, and I will see you later. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, I do have that bonus video of me swatching this on Arches paper for the actual swatch sheet that's going to live in my palette. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I do 2 art subscription boxes and watercolor goodness. Have a great day!